Welcome back to Turner Classic Movies. I'm Jacqueline Stewart, coming to you from the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in Los Angeles. Tonight, as part of our 31 Days of Oscar celebration, we've been presenting Oscar-winning documentaries. Our next film comes from England in 1995. Produced and directed by John Blair, it's a documentary called Anne Frank Remembered. The film was produced in honor of the 50th anniversary of Anne Frank's passing, and it offers a remarkably comprehensive chronicle of her life. The history covered in the film dates back to 1925, when Frank's parents were married in Germany. It concludes with her father Otto's death in Switzerland in 1980. Director John Blair worked in collaboration with the Anne Frank House in Amsterdam, the site where Anne and her family spent more than 2 years in hiding. He was granted unprecedented access to the museum's records. As a result, this documentary features unique personal testimonies, never-before-seen photographs, previously undisclosed family letters, and other rare archival footage. For example, it includes the only existing film footage of Anne Frank taken in 1941 before her family went into hiding. There are also interviews with her father, Otto, the only member of the family who survived the Holocaust. Blair was also able to interview Otto Frank's secretary, Miep Kies, who discovered the diary and hid it away without reading it, intending to return it to Anne after the war. You'll also hear testimonies from other survivors who knew Anne before she died in the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in 1945. The film was shot on location in several places that were significant to Anne Frank's life, including her childhood neighborhood and the annex in Amsterdam where she and her family hid. Let's take a look. From 1995, narrated by Kenneth Branagh, with selections from Anne's diary read by Glenn Close, here is Anne Frank Remembered. At the Academy Awards in 1996, Anne Frank Remembered took home the Oscar for Best Documentary Feature. When John Blair, who directed and produced the film, went up to the stage to accept the award, he brought Miep Kies with him. She was the woman who discovered Anne Frank's diary in the annex and gave it to Otto Frank. Blair called her a true hero, without whom we wouldn't have the diary at all, and it's a beautiful Oscars moment that you can find online. Anne Frank Remembered wasn't the only documentary that John Blair made on the topic of the Holocaust. His 1983 film, Schindler, about the life of Oskar Schindler, won the British Film and Television Academy Award, the BAFTA, for Best TV Documentary. It also became one of Steven Spielberg's primary resources while he was preparing Schindler's List a decade later. Coming up, we have another Oscar-winning documentary. This one is about one of the most iconic concerts of the 20th century.
Next on TCM, Woodstock, the director's cut, then Algiers, and later Waterloo Bridge. TCM couldn't escape if we wanted to.